Again, we got the starters in there, so Coach Hunt is keeping the pressure up.
Googer's got to pass, and it's caught. Touchdown, War Eagles.
Isaiah Matthews, all right, number 20. Student Council President. First touchdown of the year. Nice to see that happen. Isaiah Matthews lining up kind of in the slot and then just did a slow drag across the middle just underneath the linebackers, and Googer delivered that with pinpoint precision. And so we pick up a 5-yard TD touchdown.
Yeah, you're right. Googer really threaded the needle there. He made that look a lot easier than it was, and Isaiah Matthews ran a good route across the middle. Now it's 38-0.
And we're barely into the second quarter, 20 seconds into the second quarter, and we score another touchdown. There's kind of I don't know if it's a kind of an unwritten rule in high school football, and I think also in college football, that you don't pull your starters until at least the second possession of the second half. That the starters play the first half regardless of what the score is, because again, you want to build their confidence up, you want to build their teamwork up, you want them to have this common bond of success, this shared this community that you're trying to build, this chemistry you're trying to build on the football team.
Yep.
So, but I think we are starting to see some subs on the kickoff, the kickoff team. Start to see some youth, some faces in there. We got some hands people in there, though. You got Connor Pilch and Carter Johnson over there, but I think with Robinson kicking it in end zone, just get these young people some exposure under the big lights, put them in the big game. This is going to be short, so this one's going to be returned. Now he was holy. All right.
That was
chase him out of bounds.
That was a decent return there by number 6, Damon Hassel.
I tell you, there was a very, very short kick by Alex Robinson. Not so sure if that was intentional or just a missed hit. But I tell you, he came running up that ball, and he was kind of flapping his arm out. And I was wondering if the refs might call a fair catch on that, but they let the play happen. So the best field position for Towers all night. Previous to this, the furthest they got was the 20-yard line, and now they're on the 25, starting on the 25.
Andre Brown has Torrance Marable in the backfield, and he's got Hassel out to his right at receiver. Brown looking to his left, throwing, and it's caught. Caught across the middle, and Austin Rourke with a huge hit.
Yeah, that was a well-delivered pass. Again, we're playing soft coverage now, just kind of not letting anything get behind us. We'll give up the short route underneath, which was, in this case, maybe a 5-yard gain.
And that was Malik Santa again for the Titans, and he's looked like their biggest threat so far, at least in the passing game.
So it's going to be 2nd and 5. Looks like Towers has just gone to a straight passing attack from this point forward.
Brown looking, pumps
Pump
to his
fake,
right,
brings
he's
it
going to
up.
step up, tucks it and runs, and Austin Rourke and Jameel Spencer in pursuit, but it's Steve Smith who drives him back.
Wow. Are they going to get? Yeah, they're going to give him forward progress to the line of scrimmage. Yeah, I tell you, just the Towers quarterback certainly has some running room, but he's just not fast enough to hit that corner and get past Jameel Spencer, Steve Smith, and Quincy Wolf, and they were able to bring it down for a no gain. Looked like he might have been able to pick up the first down for a moment there, but he cut it back toward the sideline, and that allowed, again, Jameel, Steve, and Quincy to come up and make the hit. So 3rd and 5. Again, Woodward up, and looks like we may have the Towers people are clapping, so oh my goodness. Wow. 5-yard penalty, but it's still going to be just a hair short of a first down. No, they're going to go ahead and They're going to go ahead and let Towers have the first down. So Towers gets their first down of the game here 2 minutes into the second quarter. And brings up 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. And there's another flag. I wonder what's going on here. Illegal procedure by Towers. So what we giveth, they taketh away. And again, that's just the discipline, issues coming in with the not sure who moved there, if it was the offensive line or maybe one of the receivers. But it brings up 1st and 15.
Bit of a setback there for Towers, but
got a different quarterback in there now.
Mm-hmm. And he'll tuck it and run, and this slips at about the 32-yard line, and that looked like it might have been a designed run there to the halfback, a little draw.
Yeah.
Try to catch the defense off guard. That was Aaron Mead in there.
And he got down there. He looked like he had got some running room, but then the Woodward defense started to close on him, and he kind of he slipped, quote unquote, slipped and fell down. But only picked up about 2, maybe 3 yards on that play. And they got him back again in quarterback as well. I mean, 7-yard drop for the quarterback. That's a big drop. Back to pass this time.
Looking,
flings
throwing
it out. My goodness, Connor Pilch and Carter Johnson and Arrington Farrar, everybody had a shot at that ball, and that would have been a pick 6.
Without question. He was looking for Damon Hassel, but, we could hardly see Hassel from up here in the box. I just saw 3 red shirts in there, and I thought Pilch or Carter Johnson were going to come down with that one.
Yep.
And
I tell you, when he first released the ball, I thought, oh, my God, he has sailed this one into the stands. I thought he really flung it out high, but it was in play.
Well, he's going to stay in the game.
Yeah, brings up 3rd and long, and I think that he's in the game just to give him another weapon in the backfield.
Mm-hmm.
And, oh, my gosh, here's another flag. Illegal procedure. And it's on the right side. It must be on the right side of the line. It's on the right side of the ball at least, because it's this. It's the ref closest to the press box that's throwing the flag. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 18 or so. The ball's at the 27-yard line, and now we're back with the starting quarterback.
Andre Brown.
Big blitz coming.
Throwing long, and
Connor Pilch has got an interception. Okay, Connor, come on. Take it up. Use your wheels.
To the 40, to the 35.
He's still going.
He's still going. Connor Pilch.
Oh, they're saying he stepped out of bounds. It looks at about the 28-yard line. Okay, the Towers quarterback they're going for the big kill, about a 30-yard kind of post route here, and he overthrew him, and Connor Pilch was able to pick it off on the run, take it up the right side of the field, up the right sideline for probably a 35, 40-yard interception return. And they say he stepped out of bounds on the 27-yard line. Referee giving Woodward a sideline warning. And this is where, again, you got to stay focused.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to stub your toe here. Still got Jack Bryant and Austin Torres.
Well, after the heads-up play by defensive back Connor Pilch to return that one, about 30 yards on the interception, 1st and 10 for the War Eagles in Titans territory, and they'll pitch it to Malcolm Twyman, and he's got the edge. Malcolm Twyman to the 20-yard line, and he'll scamper to about the 15-yard line. Malcolm Twyman, an excellent running back for this War Eagle offense that we see in quite a few sets at receiver and running back, and he got a big gain there.
Yeah, and I tell you what I liked about that run is Twyman was coming up the sideline, left side of the sideline, and he could have easily gone out of bounds, but he kept his feet inbound and tried to get a couple more yards out of it. And you like to see that effort. That's effort. That's what you like to see out of these guys. The easy thing would have been just to kind of trot out of bounds, but he tried to go for another couple of yards.
We've got Jess Sutherland now, the
Twyman coming
sophomore.
back.
Twyman, and tripped up at about the 3 or 4 yard line.
Nice tackle by Towers there. Twyman kind of realizing he only had one man to beat, and he was going to take him straight up.
We've got Jess Sutherland, the sophomore backup quarterback, to Terry Googer in the game now.
All right.
So with about 8:10 left in the first half, Coach Hunt not afraid to put the backup in. We've seen Sutherland do some good things.
Sure.
So may not get to see him pass here, but probably see quite a bit more of him in this game. Got Austin Phillips, the fullback, in the game, and he will hand it off to Twyman, and this play is blown up in the backfield. They're trying to strip it.
Wow, they are indeed. They're tugging hard. They're tugging hard at that ball. I think Coach Hunt wants to let Michael Twyman get a touchdown here. So far it's been 3 plays, and number 33, his number's been called every time. So it's going to bring up 2nd and goal from the ball's at about the 7-yard line, maybe the 8-yard line.
Also have Marcus Hyatt, sophomore wide receiver, in the game.
Well, I think we're throwing this time. I think we're going to give Jess Sutherland see his first. Nope. We'll pitch it out to Michael Twyman.
And
wow,
wrapped up.
Wow, great tackle by the blitzing linebacker for Towers, and is able to kind of pull Twyman down. It's almost a horse collar tackle.
Yep.
But another loss. For Woodward there. Clock running, now 6:45 left in the second quarter. Woodward up 38-0. Scoring so far pretty much every way you can think of the score. You know, a football game, offense, defense, run, pass, interception. Sutherland is going to throw this time. Blitz.
Looking,
delivers it to Ozzie Bunbury.
Bunbury across the middle, and he's taken down. They were trying to strip him again.
I think no one was more surprised that Ozzie Bunbury caught the ball than Ozzie Bunbury. He turned around and he wasn't sure where he was. He wasn't sure who was coming from what direction, and they were able to get him though. But a fine effort, going to bring up 4th and going to bring out Alex Robinson again to try looks to be a 22-yard field goal. Straight up the middle, should be, again, pretty much automatic for the senior kicker. That's the second high snap we've had on those field goals. And but Robinson again was able to put it through, 22-yard field goal, bringing the score up to 41-0 with 5:42 left in the second quarter.
Well, good to see sophomore quarterback Jess Sutherland there get a pass under his belt. You know, I think that definitely takes a lot of pressure off. You know, a young quarterback, a lot of weight probably taken off his shoulders there. Get a completion. It might not have been enough for the first down, but you know, you get a completion, and all of a sudden, next drive we see him out there. He might have a little more swagger, a little more confidence to his game, and you know, we'll see how much Coach Hunt has him throwing the football. But he's looked good whenever we've seen him. Preseason scrimmage against GAC, he got quite a bit of time. And I'll tell you what, he carries himself like a quarterback. You know, you look at him, his mannerisms, his form. He's a very impressive young player. And learning under Terry Googer, certainly a lot to expect from Sutherland in the years to come. Robinson to kick off.
Well, that was in the end zone. But I tell you what I like about Jess Sutherland, and you know, to be honest with you, maybe like to see him get a little bit more playing time just from this perspective. You know, last year when we had both Terrence Phillips and Terry Googer, the lethal combination that we had was Terrence Phillips at quarterback and Googer at wide receiver, slot, wide receiver, whatever. That was a lethal combination because Googer has such a physical presence and such a he's such a big body out there that he made an unbelievable target. And so my point is that if we can get Jess Sutherland perhaps a little bit more comfortable in the quarterback spot, maybe we bring him in and we bring Googer in a slot or out wide receiver form position, And, boy, I tell you, then things change.
Definitely. We did see that, like you said, last year. Here, Towers on 1st and 10, and the run is stopped. But, you were saying, we saw that
on the stop
we
there.
saw that so often last year, especially in the red zone.
Oh, yeah.
Terrence Phillips could just throw it up, and Terry Googer would come down with it. It's such a mismatch, and, especially in high school football, you can really say a wide receiver is unguardable. You got Googer at 6'5", just towering over defenders. And, in this case, we might see, Googer getting recruited by, as a wide receiver by a lot of schools, and understandably so. But, I think you're right. I think we could see, I think it would be interesting to see Jeff Sutherland in there as a quarterback. Because last year, like you said, Terrence Phillips to Terry Googer was great. And here's a completion across the middle.
Connor Pilch making a big hut. That was a tight throw. He threaded the needle there and was able to get the good concentration for the Towers receiver to bring that in and pick up a first down. So again, we were talking a little bit earlier, Josh. How is Towers going to react to this score? Are they going to tuck their head between their legs and their tails and kind of just mail it in from here? But it looks like they're stepping up, and they're going to fight to the end. And that's a sign of good coaching right there.
Mm-hmm.
So all applause goes to the Towers coaching staff for keeping their kids, motivated in a positive way.
First down and 10 here. Brown looking pressure coming, and he gets smacked.
Benji Russell. Is that right? No, that wasn't Benji.
Big number 43 for the War Eagles. Tommy Bryan. The linebacker, only a sophomore.
Absolutely. He got his start in my homeroom his freshman year. I took him under my wing. Gave him some words of encouragement. He wasn't sure if he's going to be a good football player, and I said, "You are." They're waving off a flag on that play, but we had a big blitz coming in on that play. That's the second sack of the game. The first sack was also contributed by again Graham Hicks and Field, but this one was outright Tommy Bryan coming in and wrapping the quarterback up.
Also
Tommy stays in the game. Austin Rourke there.
Also Devin Willis into the game at linebacker for Woodward.
Joe Green in there, defensive end.
Brown looking, throwing
that one's
high. And
out of bounds. Arrington Farrar coming in there. Jocelyn Myrick making the reception on the sideline there. He's thinking, do I get credit for that? That go in my stats. Going to bring up again second and look at the scoreboard here, 22. Second and a long way. Or third and a long way, excuse me, with that pass, incomplete pass. Clock now at 3:14, stopped on the incomplete pass. Shotgun formation.
Brown looking, pressure coming from Rourke, and nearly caught.
Wow.
Well, Austin Rourke came in untouched.
Yep.
And just leveled Andre Brown there.
And I'll tell you right now, Austin Phillips and Steve Smith are thanking their lucky stars that ball was just thrown a little bit out of the reach, because it was a great throw. And that was a pressure by Austin Rourke. I think that incompletion goes to Austin Rourke on that play.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I tell you, but it was a pretty throw, and if he could have caught it,
It was, and Andre Brown saw big number 44 Austin Rourke coming, out of the corner of his eye, and credit to him, showing a lot of poise and moxie in the pocket there, and we got a fumble on the punt, and he's now going to take it himself.
Oh my goodness!
And he's upended at about the 30-yard line.
I tell you though, he picked up that ball at the 1, and he ran 29 yards. On the play, and it looks like we may have a flag, and oh my goodness gracious, and it's going to be declined. Yeah, sure. Illegal procedure on Towers on that play would be declined, so Woodward will take over 1st and 10 at about the third. Towers' 30-yard line.
Well, he's making, I won't even say something out of nothing, something out of a potential disaster.
Right.
Crisis somewhat averted for Towers, but again,
and we had the
position here.
Yeah. And we had the return set up on that one.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it was not near as catastrophic as it otherwise would have been if we'd had some pressure on him. Jess Sutherland in at quarterback.
Hands
a little
to
bit
Quincy
of a trap.
Wolf.
Quincy Wolf taking it up there. It's the first time we've called his name tonight, I think. As a running back at least. And he picks up about 5 or 6 yards. Looks like they'll make it 5 yards. And that is a good thing about our offense this year. I mean, we got a lot of skilled players at the skill positions. And so, if it's not Austin Phillips, it's Jocelyn Meyer. If it's not Myrick, it's Quincy Wolf. If it's not Quincy Wolf, it's Malcolm Twyman, who's got the ball on this play.
Twyman powering his way.
Yeah, I tell you, Twyman, he's not going to dance around you. He's going to take it up the middle, baby. You like that. You like that north and south action.
Twyman, you're right. Twyman's not going to dance around the background, around the backfield, try to make people miss and stuff. He's taking it north and south, and there we saw he just ran over a couple of defenders en route to a big gain, a first down, and love to see Woodward punch one in here.
Sure. Minute 45 left in the first half, second quarter. Oh my goodness, we got another offsides, which is going to take it halfway, and so yep. And I tell you, it's hard to see the numbers out here, but I'm wondering, it's the interior of the defensive line that's jumping offside, and I wonder if it's the same player.
And right there it was Christian Poole, the defensive lineman. I think we've seen him jump offsides a couple of times. Mm-hmm. He is 6'3", 270, and a sophomore.
Oh, my God.
So
to get him in the weight room, he's going to be a force.
He is.
There we go, Mr. Twyman. No.
Reaching.
Stopped at about the 1 foot line.
Great effort by Twyman, extended.
I tell you, got to give Towers defense a little bit of credit here. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're making us work for it. It's not, when we may be able to score from 47 yards out, but when we get into the red zone, they're bending their backs up, they're bowing up, and making it a lot more difficult for us. Got Isaiah Matthews all the way out on the right side.
Woodward going power formation here, and they will.
They were going to give it to Michael Twyman, going to try and scoot him around the right edge there and take him into the end zone, but it looks like illegal procedure for Woodward. And Josh, this is that the discipline we were talking about. We get in the red zone here, and we're up 41-0, and we may be just kind of losing our focus a little bit, and making some silly mistakes. Because this is our veteran offensive line here. This is not it's not the second or third string. This is the first string out there. Twyman again, going to hit the edge. Does he get the speed? He does this time. Touchdown. Touchdown, Michael Twyman. 6-yard run off the right side.
Well, felt like Coach Hunt went to Twyman about 20 times there in the red zone, and he finally gets the touchdown. Got to like the persistence from Coach Hunt, going to the same player, getting him the score. He's really, really shown some great play in this game and in this season for Woodward, and good to see the senior running back there get a touchdown of his own.
Absolutely. I mean, so far we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different people score in tonight's game. The only one scoring twice, of course, is Alex Robinson on the 2 field goals. But we had Myrick score first, followed by Carter Pilch, followed by Benji Russell, followed by Steve Smith, Isaiah Matthews, and now Michael Twyman. Okay, and again, as a coach, I think you like to spread the ball around. You like to give as many people a taste of that end zone as possible, because that just makes you work that much harder than otherwise. And you love that feeling of scoring a touchdown. And you can score a touchdown, and the coaches know you can score a touchdown. It's nothing but positives right now for the Woodward offense.
You could argue, this is maybe not the stiffest defense they're going to face all year, and that's perfectly valid. But at the same time, those positive images just start to conjure up, when you're playing St. Pius here in a couple weeks and you're in that red zone. Malcolm Twyman comes into the game, you better believe he's going to remember that touchdown rush he just had. And the positives that come out of these plays, just huge. And here's another good return. Keeping his balance, that was number 6 again, Damon Hassel. And he's had a couple decent returns tonight.
Yeah, but, going back to your point about, building up the confidence of the players. I mean, it's not like, Towers is just falling down and we're just, tiptoeing in the end zone. I mean, we're having to work for it. And, we're having to, on every one of these plays, our players have had to make the touchdown.
Exactly.
And they've had to use their athleticism, use their agility to make the moves to get into the end zone. So it's, these are legit touchdowns, I guess is what I'm saying. We're just not tiptoeing in and things like that. Well, 9 seconds left in the first half, the second quarter. Woodward up now 48-0.
Brown.
Oh,
and he gets
my goodness gracious.
Absolutely.
Number 24, Devon Willis. Okay. And that ends the first half.
Well, Devin Willis there, last play of the first half, leveling Andre Brown there, Towers quarterback. And, kind of summarizes how the first half has gone. 48-0 Woodward, a commanding lead, and certainly on their way to a W in this one. But now, same thing we were talking about pregame, the fundamentals in the second half, and Woodward's really shown some good signs of that, even bringing in some of the second-string guys. Everyone still looks energized. Everyone still looks like they're trying to, just work as hard as possible. And and the same goes for Towers. They are, I won't say unfazed by the deficit that they're facing here. But like you said, even looking at that last drive Woodward had with great field position, there are no gimme points for Woodward.
No.
As you said, these are legit touchdowns. Towers may be an 0-6 team, but they're not going to fall down. They're not just going to give Woodward points even in the second half. You can certainly count on that. Their coach is going to go in there, give them a good halftime speech and tell them to keep their heads up, which they've certainly been doing, which has been very impressive considering they're down by 48 points here in the first half. But now we've got halftime, got all kinds of festivities. The homecoming queen will be announced, and get to see the homecoming court and everything. Yeah,
we're going to turn up the mic so you can pick up all the festivities of the halftime and find out along with everyone else who our homecoming queen is for 2012. And so we'll catch you back at the beginning of the second half.
Let's hear it once again for the Robert W. Woodward Marching Band. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are delighted to present the 2012 Woodward Academy Homecoming Court. Representing the 9th grade this year is Nicole Hoffman. Nicole is the daughter of Caroline and Sebastian Hoffman. She is escorted tonight by freshman Playon Watkins. Mary Elizabeth Cooper is escorted this evening by Drew Singh. She is the 10th grade representative. Mary Elizabeth is the daughter of Caroline and Garfield. This year, 5 representatives were chosen from the senior class. The following rows represent the 12th grade. Anna Miltner. Anna is the daughter of Kimberly and Barry Miltner. Anna is escorted tonight by senior Chad Pack. Kaylee Orkin. Kaylee is the daughter of Judy and Michael Orkin. Kaylee's escort is senior Robert Passarella. Michelle Rayfield. Michelle is being escorted this evening by senior Andrew Sile. Michelle is the daughter of Lynn and David Rayfield. Lindsay Rohr. Lindsay is the daughter of Kathy and David Rohr. Lindsay is being escorted tonight by senior Spencer Jackson. And the final member of the 2012 Homecoming Court is Lauren Smith. Lauren is the daughter of Mrs. Joelle Smith and the late Mr. Terry Smith. Her escort this evening is senior Brandon Rohr. To crown the 2012 Woodward Academy Homecoming Queen, we are happy to welcome last year's Queen, Lucy Caballero. Lucy is now a student at the University of Southern California. She is accompanied by Mr. Jack Rhodes, member of the Woodward Academy class of 1993 and the president of the Alumni Association Board of Directors. Ms. Condolora and Mr. Rhodes will present the Queen and the Maid of Honor with gifts specially designed and donated by Mercer Jewelry. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for. The 2012 Maid of Honor this year is Lindsay Rohr. The 2012 Woodward Academy homecoming queen is Michelle Rayfield. Congratulations, Michelle and Lindsay, and to all of the members of the 2012 Homecoming Corps. And thank you to all of the students for all of the celebration this week. It has been a fantastic homecoming week. And again, welcome back to our alumni, GNA and Woodward Academy. This concludes our halftime presentation.
All right, welcome back to the second half, the beginning of the second half of the Woodward Towers homecoming game. Charles Bryant here along with Josh Cohen. Coach Merrill will be joining us shortly, I think. Well, Josh, we got ourselves a kind of a handy football game here, 48-0. Woodward scoring, again, virtually every way possible, just to kind of run down the list. First score was a 47-yard touchdown, the first play from scrimmage for Woodward. Jocelyn Myrick scored a touchdown, then a 12-yard TD pass for Connor Pilch, field goals, interceptions, 7 different people scoring. And we got ourselves a running clock in this second half. And Robinson kicks off, and it'll be returned at the 5-yard line, coming upfield, takes it outside, brought down by number 45, Kai Glencross, at about the 15-yard line.
That was a great tackle in space there.
And what the running clock means, whenever there's a 31-point or more differential in the score, it's a running clock. For right now, the clock is running, even though there's it was a kickoff and they're setting up the chains and stuff. The clock is going to run. I think the only time it stops is really a timeout and whenever there's a touchdown. Elsewise, incomplete passes, running out of bounds, change of possessions, it all runs. So it's going to be a fairly quick second half. And as we were commenting at the during this first half, we're going to see what type of kind of character that Towers has in this second half, and they start off running the ball up the left side.
That was Torrance Marable getting the handoff from Andre Brown there. Yeah, I was very impressed in that first half. Mm-hmm. Losing by almost 50 points. They weren't going into the locker room with their heads down. I'm sure they understand they're not going to win this game, but they certainly have the will to keep fighting, and that's impressive. That's admirable in any team, but especially coming in 0-6, huge underdog. Game plays out as expected. They're not going to throw in the towel. You can be sure of that. So here they go on 2nd and 8, and Andre Brown under center. Brown looking, and it's caught. Gets by Carter Johnson. Keeps moving those legs to about the 15-yard line.
Austin Rourke coming up and making a big stop, and then Jamil Spencer finished it off. It looked like that pass might have been tipped, but it was caught, and the Towers receiver made a great move to the inside to avoid Carter Johnson. And then, but again, the Woodward defense playing fundamentals, playing discipline, came up, and the play only netted a 2-yard gain.
Just looking out there to start this second half, Woodward has a lot of the starters out there. There's some new personnel. Got Richard Wang in there at defensive line.
It's number 78.
Number 70, and a couple others out there. But for the most part, this is the starting defensive set, and Jamil Spencer there making a nice tackle at about the 20-yard line. Decent play there from the Titans.
Right.
Get a couple yards through the air.
Yeah, it was about a 15, 20-yard throw out to the flats, but netted only a 2-yard gain. It's going to bring up 4th and about 4. And Towers in for the punt on their first possession. No. Very aggressive play here. They're going to try and draw him off sides. Oh, nope.
4th and 4.
Going for it.
Brown
They're going
looking,
for it.
and he's got it.
And
First
not only
down,
does he have
Towers,
it,
and he has it, and he's got some space to about the 41-yard line. And wow, that was number 10, Malik Santa. Again, he's been solid in this game so far, and he got a big first down there on 4th and 4, deep in their own territory, unfazed. Coach Marvin Jones goes for it, and the Titans pick up a big first down there.
That is borders on kind of shaking your head aggressiveness, but it worked out this time. And again, striking that Achilles heel, which I think is the Woodward defense in that secondary. We let them catch the ball, and then we tackle them. And against a good team like we saw with Blessed Trinity, that's not going to work out for us.
Brown,
and here we're going to go.
Nearly intercepted by Benji Russell.
Boy, just way overthrown. Benji Russell was actually in a great position to catch that ball, but it was so overthrown. It was even too far for Benji.
We saw that great pick six by Russell in the first half. Seen him quite a bit here at defensive back. We're so used to seeing him at wide receiver.
And I think that's part of the adjustment that the team made again following the Blessed Trinity game to bring in a little bit more athleticism to the corner position. And I think that's why Benji's sitting out there at corner right now.
Here's the handoff and a nice tackle by Rourke in the backfield.
Boy, nice blitz, nice read, nice way to step up there in the hole.
The freshman Torrance Marable on the carry.
And that's just a great execution by Austin. That's a sign of the great coaching that Woodward, has had for the past 3 or 4 years, and Austin's really showing that on the field, making the big hits. And good solid tackling tonight. a little bit of concern in the previous games. Woodward doing a little bit of arm tackling, but this team they're putting their hat between the numbers.
Brown looking, pressure coming, and he's thrown down to the ground.
Ben Walker,
the senior, making a nice tackle there, gets the sack.
And these guys are getting through, Josh. They're getting through pretty clean now, which I think is just a sign of the fatigue that's the Towers' offensive line. It's already only just now getting down to 6 minutes left in the third quarter. Again, with this running clock, things are going to go very, very fast. But you got to give Towers credit again. They're lining up, and they came out here to play and score. Timeout being taken by Towers on 4th and about 20-something, 21. They're lined up to punt. I guess they had the wrong formation or the wrong personnel in there. Now, Josh, just since you know the names so much better than I do, why don't you tell us again who was homecoming queen for 2012?
The queen was Michelle Raphael, and Lindsay Rohr was also honored in the
and she's
halftime celebration. Yeah, she's the runner-up, I guess you could say.
Okay.
So the voting or the all the results came in, and Michelle Raphael, senior at Woodward, is this year's homecoming queen.
All right.
It's always a great week, great celebration and everything, and when they crown the homecoming queen, everyone gets all excited. The crowd gets all quiet. It's a big moment. It's
sure.
evolved into a great tradition, not only at Woodward but at a lot of schools. Homecoming week is always great, and that's always one of the highlights. And the ball bounced there, and they're going to throw. Oh, and Austin Phillips with a huge hit on
Fake
Torrance
punt.
Marable.
Fake punt executed real well. Picked up, but only picked up about 8 or 9 of the 21 yards they needed. And so Woodward will take over on downs. And again, the clock is a running clock, so the clock continues to run.
That was a broken play from the start. The snap was low. It kind of skidded its way to the punter, and at that point, just kind of picked it up and threw a decent pass actually there. But again, 21 yards to go. That certainly wasn't going to get it done. So Jess Sutherland, the sophomore backup quarterback for the War Eagles, takes the field. And here we go, 1st and 10 Woodward. Handoff there to Matthew Clopton, the sophomore running back. Starting to see some of the younger players getting integrated here slowly but surely.
Sure.
Matthew Clopton, only a sophomore. We're seeing a lot of new faces out there. Isaiah Matthews in at wide receiver, number 20 on the far side of your screen there.
A.J. Cole in at tight end. Haynes Robinson there in the left tackle.
They'll hand it off to Theo Culley,
a junior who's wrapped up after about a 5 or 6 yard gain. Tremaine Smith in there. Brandon Johnson, 10th grader. Ben Walker. Marcus Hyatt, number 25. Austin Willis, number 85, out there on the wide receiver post.
A lot of underclassmen.
Absolutely.
Yep. Good to see him. Good to see him out there. Coley in motion, and they'll
wow,
hand
what a
off.
great handoff. Boy, that was well executed. That was well executed. Matthew Clopton hitting the, late flag, maybe a little bit of, looks like going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct, not sure on who. They're talking with the Towers folks, so maybe tempers are starting to get a little bit frayed. Personal foul on Woodward. Okay, offsetting personal foul on Towers. This is this is the thing that neither coach on either side wants to see. When games get out of hand, you don't want to see Towers get all frustrated and start to take out their frustration with cheap shots, and you don't want to see Woodward knowing that they've got this game won to take cheap shots as well. And this is where you just get this discipline and leadership where you got to turn around and walk away.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get baited into a personal foul. So it results in a first down. Again, Clopton picking up, very, very well executed dive play, very quick handoff and quick run.
Again, that's the sophomore center in for Ethan Frank. This is number 53, Brandon Johnson, in the game. Matthew Clopton stays at halfback.
Oh, my goodness.
He hits the hole quickly again. I'll tell you what, great holes are opening up on that goal line, but Matthew Clopton's getting going right away, hitting the hole, and gets another good gain there on the ground.
Yeah, I'm impressed with his initial burst of speed coming out of the backfield and hitting that hole. And he's right now he's a sophomore, so he's a little bit smaller than running back than we're used to looking at. But he runs low to the ground, and he's got tight control on that ball, and he's hitting that hole hard. Looks like a younger version of Michael Twyman hitting the hole hard and running north and south.
We've got Charles Wellborn, number 17, out to the left here, and handoff again.
Boy, I tell you, there we go. Touched. Oh, my goodness.
Stopped.
What an effort by Matthew Clopton. Okay, incredible. I mean, he was tackled 2 or 3 times, but he kept himself moving. Got bounced around like kind of like a pinball going around in there, but keeping his feet underneath him. Takes it all the way to the 1-yard line.
Great balance, strength. Matthew Clopton there again. Talk about the young players on this team and who he's learning from. He's got Quincy Wolf, Austin Phillips, Malcolm Twyman, some great players to look up to, and he's really showing what he can do here in this game. See if he punches it in here. Clopton breaks a tackle, and he
should have crossed. It looked like to me he crossed the goal line.
It looked like he got in.
Oh.
They're not going to give it to him. Well, he was stopped awfully close, got shoved back to about the 5, but when his forward progress stopped, I don't know. Might have to get that indisputable video evidence going. That was awfully close.
Yeah, it looked like he broke the plane. I'm going to make you a bet, young Josh Cohen. They call number 36. Let the Clopton, let him get his touchdown. Look at that, straight ahead touchdown.
Untouched. Matthew Clopton gets a touchdown for Woodward. 1:15 left in the third quarter, and Woodward tacks on yet another 6 points in this game. Now 54-0, and Woodward now to attempt the extra point. Now this is William Collings, the backup kicker. Alex Robinson's work for the day seems to be done. Collings, a sophomore, and he's in now to attempt the PAT.
Effectively a 20-yard kick. That's up and away, and it's
been good.
G-O-O-D, good. Fantastic. Good to see these young guys getting out there and getting a taste of the big-time football. Because in the blink of an eye, they're going to be the juniors and seniors, and they're going to be the ones carrying this team. The next next 2 years.
And again, it's moments like these. Everyone remembers their first game, their first big varsity game. Everyone dreams about it. From the time they're 3 or 4 years old. And oftentimes as an underclassman, you're thrown into a game where your team is up, 48-0. But that's the last thing you're thinking about when you're in there.
Right.
You're just. Oh man, you're floating on cloud 9. It's an unbelievable feeling for a player like Matthew Clopton there, getting some time, getting a touchdown, and he's always going to remember that and take that into his future seasons here at Woodward. And this kickoff squad is pretty fired up, kind of dancing around there, somewhat like the San Francisco 49ers often do. Here they go. Collings to kick off. He's also taking on the kickoff duties. And to about the 10-yard line. Bit of hesitation there. And
here we go. Slips down at the 20.
That was Hassel on the return. Decent return, man. I'll tell you, he's had some good returns, and he slips up at about the 20-yard line.
Yeah, that little hesitation, trying to open up a lane there, let the blocks develop, let the kick return team spread out a little bit and see if you can find a hole and take it north-south. And again, you got to give credit, and I know the score is 54-0 and everything like that, but Towers is not. They're not giving up. They're still trying to score. They're going to come back in a shotgun and they're going to throw the ball. And they're going to sling it out there and see if they can get some points on the board. Woodward playing a very soft defense right now. Quarterback takes it up the left side on a kind of a sweep option, but again, unfortunately, I think the Towers backs just don't have the speed that they need to have to hit those corners and pick up any significant yards. I mean, after all that effort, they pick up a yard, maybe a yard and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's wow. And that's the end of the third quarter.
Again, if you're scratching your head or if you're just joining us, it was a running clock. So in that third quarter, and will continue to be because of a mercy rule, I guess you could say,
right,
in high school football. So we'll continue to have that running clock, and this fourth quarter will go by very quickly, much like that third period of play did.
And I know they got a mercy rule in softball, and I think they got one in baseball. Is there one in soccer as well?
There is. It's 10 goals. 10 goals or like 7 goals or something by 20 minutes. It's it's very reasonable, because you've got one team. You don't want to, if one team is so clearly superior to the other, you don't want to put up 30 goals.
Right.
Demoralizing the other team so much. But,
right.
But at the same time, still give the other team some time, and
sure.
And everything. So it's 10 goals by halftime, and then a certain second half rule. But a lot of sports incorporate that because every now and again you do kind of get a lopsided game like one of these. But here we go, fourth quarter. Again, this is homecoming night here at Woodward Academy. Towers on 2nd and 8, Andre Brown looking.
Intercepted. Pick six, baby.
That was
25.
Marcus Hyatt.
Hyatt.
The sophomore. We saw him in there on offense, and we just saw him get a pick six there on defense. The receiver slipped.
Yep.
Damon Hassel, and that obviously caused some problems. An easy pick six there for Marcus Hyatt. But again, a young player. Big moment for him, getting a pick six in a varsity game. Now 61-0 Woodward.
And that is the 10th different Woodward player to score in this game if you count, Collins kicking the PATs. But, that was a fortunate break for Woodward.
Collins up, and that one's perfect.
The receiver slipping, and it just sailed right into Hyatt's hands. Well, this is one of the few times that when a running clock situation, the clock will in fact stop when there is a score. And so with 11:35 left in the fourth quarter, Woodward is taking the game up to now 62-0. And lest you think that, this is where people start to talk about running up the score and stuff like that. I mean, when you get defensive interceptions, and we've gotten 14 points off of defensive, turnovers, that's not running up the score. And so far in the second half, we're running the ball up the gut. We're not trying to, wild halfback option flea flickers or anything like that. I mean, Coach Hunt is playing a very respectful game on the offensive side of the ball. And, we just had some really fortunate breaks on the defensive side of the ball. And so the 62-0, I hope nobody's going to be left, with any impression that, Woodward's running up the score, because that's not what's happening here. Again, Coach Hunt, I think, is very respectful of the Towers team, and he wants to give those kids reason to hold their heads up. And Collins kicks off, and it's taken at the 4-yard line.
This is Hassel again, and he gets to about the 25, 26-yard lines before he scampers out of bounds.
And for Towers' credit, I mean, you know, they pretty much have the same crowd that started the game. The same number of fans are still over there on the away side of the field. And so Towers takes over once again, 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. Shotgun formation.
Brown hands it off, and that's big number 32, Sterling Pate, on the carry. And
I tell you, you know, it's as impressive that played look. Again, it's only 2 or 3 yards, and so I mean the Woodward defense, even the second and third stringers are stepping up big. You know, there's a tendency when you put in these younger kids, you know, there's the fear, you know, that they just get absolutely blown out of their holes, blown out of their assignments. But that's not what is happening. This defense is holding its own against the Towers, what appears to be the Towers' first-string offense.
Pate again.
Wow,
he gets
nice
stood
hit.
up at the 30-yard line.
Number 45, Kai Glencross. Okay, stepping up big and putting his hat between the numbers. Textbook takedown on that tackle right there. That's good coaching and good execution by the junior. He saw a couple, action at the Blessed Trinity game when Austin Rourke got a little stinger in his shoulder, and Glencross stepped in and did a good job.
He did. Mm-hmm. And of course, Alex Idson's still out with that injury, but we've seen him do some great things at linebacker as well. So Rourke
having a little helmet issue there. Yep.
Getting the headgear back on. Play will now resume. Brown, plenty of time throwing.
Oh my
and
goodness!
It's caught. There's Hassel. It's caught, and he is taken
he's drugged down
down
at the 5-6 yard line. My goodness gracious! And that was thrown against Dustin Jenkins. Just a straight fly route, straight up the right sideline. Perfect throw by the quarterback. Foot race, and but Dustin Jenkins got burned on that play, but he also saved the touchdown. So good recovery, good effort from Jenkins there.
Yeah, nothing fancy going on there. That's just a go route, and that was just, Hassel got the better of Dustin Jenkins there. But again, Jenkins recovers, saves the touchdown. But it'll be first and 10 after a huge gain there through the air, and Towers in the red zone. Handoff and a great tackle. That was Kai Glencross again.
Boy, Kai coming up there and making the big stop. Great read, great pursuit. Coming up in for a couple-yard loss at that, taking him back to about the 8 or 9 yard line. Let's see where they mark it. Looks like they're going to mark it maybe at the 7. Okay, so a 1 yard loss. Towers trying to hit the corners there on the short side of the field. Well, they realize this is their best opportunity to score for the entire game and avoid the shutout. And Coach Hunt leaving the second these younger kids in on the defense.
Brown looking, and he's going to take it himself. Tucks and runs.
Kai Glencross again, big pursuit. Again, I think you're just seeing here, Josh. I think you're just seeing again, they just don't have the speed to really hit that corner and take it up the field. And the backside pursuit, they're running to the long side of the field on that play and looking for a lane and just wasn't there.
Great adjustment by Kai Glencross there.
Well, he is certainly earning his stripes tonight. He is playing very well in very big situations at that.
We'll bring up 3rd down and 6 after a pair of Kai Glencross tackles. Again, Towers in the red zone, for the first time tonight, so great chance for them to score. Andre Brown rolling out to his right, throws back across the middle, and he's got it to Hassel. Touchdown, and a well-executed play, a well-thrown ball, and Towers gets on the board.
Yeah, and that's just that's just where you got an inexperienced defense there. You've got the quarterback rolling out to the right, to the long side of the field. You got receivers crossing all over the place, and somebody's going to shake free in that type of play, and quick strike, and Towers gets on the board with 5:54 left in the 4th quarter after a huge long pass play. And again, congratulations to Towers on that, sticking with it, sticking in the game, and they're going to go for 2 points. They just don't want to get 7, they want to get 8.
Brown will throw to Hassel, and he will not get the 2.
Who was that again? It's going to be Mr. 36. That's
Clopton.
Clopton coming up, making a big stop on the defense on the 2-point conversion. Of course, Towers just trying to use the athleticism of their star running back, but again, Woodward's defense stepping up and making the big stop and holding them just to the touchdown, just to the 6 points. 5:23 left in the 4th quarter. So it makes the score 62-6, but still a running clock in this situation, even though it stops, of course, on the turnovers. On the touchdowns. And we've got Christian Warzak and number 35, who's not on my roster.
I believe that's Anton Williams.
Okay.
The freshman.
First time, the second time that Towers has kicked off. Squibber, somebody better get on that ball.
And this is Anton Williams now. Makes a
nice
cut.
Move.
And he's dragged down at the 35-yard line, but a nice initial move there
absolutely.
by the freshman.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice move, and then took it upfield, but tracked down from behind. And so the War Eagles will take over at the 35-yard line. They're on 35-yard line. Right now, under 5 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Making all kinds of substitutions now. There we go.
And off, and a nice gain. There, that's.
I tell you, Josh, I think we're reaching a part of the roster that that we don't have. Number 30, but we got a flag on the field, and in the backfield must be holding. That's typically where those flags are thrown. And yep, I think that's it. Number 30 at quarterback.
Austin Willis is the receiver, and they'll hand off to number 28. Gain of a couple yards.
Picked up about 4 yards on that carry. Yeah, I think we're digging so deep down in the roster. I'm overhearing Coach Freer, the PA announcer, and he's also without names for these numbers. But a good strong run, picks up 4 or 5 yards for number 28 off of the right side of the line. Off tackle play. Under 3.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Woodward's 2012 homecoming game has been very successful for Woodward on both the offensive and the defensive side of the ball.
Handoff to Anton Williams there. Good little fake handoff there before
that was a well-executed play. Kind of had a fake counter on that play, and Antoine Williams comes back up and gets the handoff. Picks up about 3 or 4 more yards, but it brings up fourth and about 3.5. And Woodward will have its first punt of the night.
William Collings, sophomore, into the game to punt this ball away. Back deep to return. Who else than Damon Hassel? I've called his name quite a bit tonight, and he's standing at about the 30, awaiting the punt.
A little bit of a high snap, but Collins gets it away. Nice punt. It's going to take a great Woodward bounce and another great Woodward bounce.
Just keeps rolling to about the 15.
All the way down to the 15. That's going to be a great punt for the stat sheet for young Mr. Collins.
Again, with that running clock, we're under 2 minutes now left in the game. Woodward up 62-6, and this Towers offense will take the field yet again. Again, Marcus Hyatt and Charles Wellborn, the corners in the game for the War Eagles. Also have Matthew Clopton, Kai Glencross.
Arrington Farrar back there at safety, kind of our big safety valve back there. Just don't let anybody behind you.
Brown looking, plenty of time. He's going to tuck it and run. Brown to about the 30 before he's... Well, that was Glencross in there.
Boy, he did. I mean, Kai's just playing, exception. I mean, and I tell you what surprises me a little bit more than anything is just how fast he is.
Yeah.
He has really got very good closing speed, picking some very good angles, and and making good solid tackles, wrapping them up.
I think you're right. I think he's got such deceptive speed because he's in there in no time. It's almost like you see him take off, and before you know it, he's already wrapped the guy up. And think about how quickly he got there. Kai Glencross, again, a great replacement to the starting linebackers. And we've seen him step into some big games and do really well, like you said. And he has been playing out of his mind tonight, flying all over the place. There was another great hustle play, dragging down Andre Brown, the Towers quarterback. And... well, with 48 seconds left.
Yep.
This one's all but over. Might get to see another play or two.
Yeah, these are going to be the Hail Mary plays.
Brown rolling up to his right, throwing back across the middle.
Incomplete.
Nearly intercepted. Arrington Farrar. Well, he wanted that one.
Dustin Jenkins also had a chance at the ball. And not sure why the clock is. I think we got an injury. That's why the clock stopped.
That's Hassel down. We'll play, and good to see him up on his feet, jogging off the sidelines.
Yeah, he's had yeoman's duty tonight for Towers, both offense, defense. He's really carried the load for him. Talented young football player. So 37 seconds left. Going to bring the pressure a little bit. Here they come off the corners.
Looking and
complete. And Kai Glenncross and number 25, Marcus Hyatt on the tackle there.
And another Towers injury. Boy, I'll tell you, that was impressive from Towers quarterback Andre Brown. A little bit of a check down throw, kind of looked off the first receiver, and then looked to the other side of the field and found an open receiver. So, I've been pretty impressed with Andre Brown tonight, keeping the offense motivated. He got a touchdown, had that touchdown pass to Hassel. So I've been very impressed with the.
They've moved the ball reasonably well on many of their possessions. They've also kind of shot themselves in the foot a little bit with a lot of the, especially in the first half, with a lot of the procedure penalties and things like that. They had those 2 big interceptions, of course, but still, a lot of positives that the Towers offense can perhaps take from this game. With as much pressure as we've been putting on the quarterback, you got to give him some credit for. He's maintained his composure. He's been pretty cool back there.
27 seconds left in this one.
Got the whole Towers coaching staff out on the field. Still on the field. Look at this. Oh, this is where. Yeah, this is getting a little. I think the coach was just kind of camping out on the field a little bit just to buy the team a little bit more time. With 27 seconds left, and the ref throws the flag, and I think there's going to be.
Yep.
A penalty there. It's going to bring up 3rd and long, but still 27 seconds left.
Just about over at this point.
Right. A little bit of frustration there from the Towers coaches.
Brown on 3rd and 8, looking, time, throwing it. Well, Hassel had that one and then dropped it.
Just out of his hands, yep. And that's going to be it, folks. 13 seconds left. I don't think they'll get off another play. They're kind of hurry-up offense, so maybe they will. Yeah, it looks like they may get up another play. So there's a snap.
Brown looking and
incomplete. And that's the ball game, folks. That one's in the books.
That'll do it. Woodward defeats the Towers Titans 62-6 on homecoming night here at Woodward Academy. After a week of festivities, the long-awaited homecoming game, and Woodward wins it in convincing fashion. Towers put up a great fight. They had their work cut out for them coming into this game, but they put up a great fight. Ended up getting a touchdown there, and I was impressed with their work rate. But Woodward today, just the better team, moving the ball with ease, and the defense stood strong as well. Had 2 defensive touchdowns, so impressive performance by Woodward. But Towers, kept fighting, and final score, 62-6. Woodward wins it.
Yeah, and now. That game's over, and now we got to look forward to McNair next week, which is an away game, and then I think what's going to come down as we actually predicted at the beginning of the season, the last 2 games against St. Pius here, and then Cedar Grove, the last game away, to see where we're going to ultimately end up in this region playoff. And so it's going to be an exciting 3 weeks for Woodward football. Josh, thanks. Great job again tonight.
Thank you, and same to you. Fans, join us again here on October 26th for that huge showdown. The crosstown rivalry with St. Pius will be right here at 7:30 on October 26th. So please join us for that one. That'll be a huge game for Woodward. And thanks again. Thank you to our entire production crew here, and to Mr. Bryant alongside me. And we'll see you next time.
All right, good night, folks.